something, I keep on running. I got these thoughts inside my head that I've been too afraid to talk about. Cause if we talked them out, there'd be nothing left to talk about. So I block them out, all these voices at the coffee shop. But people are like dogs, yeah, they bark a lot. If you're like me, then you're probably trying to find some sanity away from all the issues in humanity. I know I'm not the only one who feels the pain of growing up and looking back just to figure out how much we all really had.
Good morning. Today is the 3-year death anniversary of my grandmother and my favorite person of all time, my sanctuary, my hope, my love, my friend, the closest person I've ever been to in my life, besides my brother. Of course, I'm close to my wife, and as of now, she's the closest person I am too. But talking about the deep-rooted connection as a child, and that I never had for anybody, any father, any mother, that I had for my grandmother, and only her growing up. I had some transient, temporary relationships and affections for my father, but they didn't last, and they weren't they were superficial. So anyway, today is that day, and I haven't even been to her grave since she passed. Gosh, I could move this down. And I don't know if I'm going today. I doubt that I will. I think it's for some people, it's good and healing and so forth, or whatever. But for me, they say it's a memorial for life, but I just see it as a memorial of death. And I don't want to see, I don't even like to talk about it, but, a box of ashes, or whatever it is. That's who she is, because that's not who she is. That's not how I remember her. That's not what I want to think about, even though I think about it. But actually being there would probably reinforce that idea. But I'm very deep in thinking, and I also don't believe that she is there anyway. I feel that she is with me, maybe not all the time, but and if she's not with me, she is in a different plane where her suffering and her pain is gone, and that I will join her there one day. So that's that. It's very cloudy, just to kind of go with the occasion here. Really looking forward to summer coming out, because it's just been up and down, and it's going to be up and down this summer too. But I found a group of friends that are actually willing to go do things from time to time, and that has been really great. Like yesterday, even though I didn't want to go out, no one really does or did, because it's a anxiety, depression support group. And we were like, we're all foggy and kind of tired and don't want to do anything. And I said, come on, let's just go. We got rained on, but we had fun, and afterward I had hope. So I would encourage people to get out there and do things, and even when they don't feel like they can, or when they're too tired, or they're too anxious, to try to be around other people, because your body tells you to stay alone and isolate. And I know I talked about that before, but that's not a healthy practice. That's an innate somatic response to being sick, but you can't heal from depression without community. type of believing in something bigger than yourself, being involved with other people. And what I find is typically, and I don't know that this would have been the case when I was very unstable, but if I sit at home and I'm loathing and ruminating about the issues, I don't know why I said about like that, but anyway, yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I would sit there and ruminate, and I'll just think about how do I feel. I'm hyper vigilant about how do I feel. How do I feel? Why do I feel this way? I don't want to feel this way. How did I feel yesterday? What did I take yesterday? Maybe it's because I didn't sleep well. Maybe it's I slept too much, or I didn't get enough REM sleep, because I'm that analytical guy that's done all that research. Do I have too high serotonin? Maybe I shouldn't have taken 5-HTP. When I could go out, and it's no offense, so if anybody that is in my group watches these videos, which I doubt, I did it again, I doubt that I doubt they do, so this isn't me, okay, first, the group is great. Let me preface it by saying that. But the deep thinking, the ruminating, the questioning, and see, there's a balance, because we find a group. I have one group that was like a sport league, and they didn't know anything about the real me, the pain, the medical conditions, the depression, the PTSD, or any of that stuff. They didn't know anything about that stuff. And in a way, it was refreshing to be able to, but you had, you wore that mask, and that mask, it gets heavier the longer you wear it. I mean, just like anything that you carry, the longer you carry it, the heavier it's gonna get. And at home, when the mask is off, I'm hideous, and I don't even look in the mirror. So I'm out there, if I'm involved in something where people don't know about me or the real me, and it makes me sometimes want to just, if I could, if I had the ability, I would just move away and start over and not be that me. Not, that one that has the labels of the PTSD, the interstitial cystitis, the major depressive disorder, the generalized anxiety disorder, all these labels that we've come to because the doctors have told us that we have. And I want to escape that. So I can do that when I'm around people that don't know me. And then they see the me that I want to be. And I can project that for an hour. You know what I mean? And they could say, oh, yeah, that guy, he's got it together. That guy is full of energy, seems very healthy for his age, etc. And people will believe what they see, but things aren't always as they seem. And half of those people probably have issues, or all of them, I don't know. But I want that projected me to become the real me, because it is. I'm projecting the image of who I want to be and who I once was many years ago. And that's the only way that I can be that way. It's because I have that in me to project. So it's not necessarily fake, but it is forced. It is a mask of the future or the past me. So that being said, then you could create like a group where it's all about anxiety, depression, and then all of a sudden everybody's masks are off, because no one knows exactly what you're going through, but when you walk in, this person's dealing with something. It could be really terrible, they could be crazy, or they could be like me, or they could have something different. And usually that's the case. It's just everybody's dealing with their own stuff in different ways, and has totally different lifestyle factors and stress levels and their own cross to bear. But in that group, I gotta be careful, because I don't want to live my life talking about it. I'm not one of the people that I think that I should analyze or whatever, root out the traumas and so forth. So I have to be careful in the way that I think that it's good to be around people that have been through it. It actually helps me a lot when I'm not doing well. And I hate to say this, but I'll say it because I like to be honest with you guys. I'm pretty sure I do. And sometimes calling a friend that I know is doing worse than me, that has similar symptoms, makes me feel better. And it's terrible because I do it and I'm like, man, okay, because it helps me realize my progress. And I wish the best for that person, and that person usually comes out of it and you know, and it works in both ways. So but I also like to talk to people that have been through it and got better, and I'm somewhere in the middle, and like to use them as sort of a compass, use those stories and that information as sort of a compass, and it helps me. But what I did realize years ago, I was obsessed with supplements, obsessed with naturopathic healing, obsessed with this and that, and I couldn't do that and this, and I had to do that and this and so forth. And what I realized what I was doing was my comfort zone was this small. Okay, my comfort zone was like this big. Maybe it was this big in the beginning, but the more restrictions I placed on myself, I can't drink caffeine, or I can't go there because of this, or I can't eat pizza, or I can't eat dairy. And this isn't a stab at anybody that's, that gets help from that. It helps a lot of people. But the more that I restricted myself, okay, I can't smoke, I can't drink, I started just what I thought was putting the pieces together, but really what I was doing was building the wall, or reinforcing and closing in the comfort zone. So by the end of all of it, I was obsessed with and created my own disease of OCD, in which I was obsessed with neurotransmitters, postsynaptic clefts, the way that benzos work on GABA A receptors postsynaptically, and gabapentin works presynaptically through calcium channel blockage, and the flooding of the sodium and the calcium, and how that created the cellular connections and the communication and the neurogenesis. And I was like one of those detectives that was like thousands of pages on his walls, like trying to find the guy that did it. And I was trying to find the guy that did it. Even my wife would come home and see whiteboards, and I would have like, okay, so I'm going to take this supplement and then this nootropic, and this is going to boost that, and because of that I'm going to have to make sure I do that so this doesn't downregulate and this upregulates it properly, and I got to all do it at this timing. And all I was doing at the end of the day, now that I realize, is creating a thicker wall, the wall I thought was built with hope, because that's what all that stuff was, but it wasn't real. The hope part of it wasn't real, but the wall that was left kept me stuck. So now I'm working on saying, okay, yes, I want to lead a healthy lifestyle, but I'm not going to let it control me. I'm not going to let it. But, and I was obsessed with self-help books. I have like 50 on my Audible. And one day I said, you know what? These books were helpful, but now I want to stop this. And, I got to pause 1 second. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. Maybe some people can relate, and there's comfort in knowing, like, having those tools, but at the same time, those tools can be the bricks that create the wall. So that's basically what I'm trying to get to, and a roundabout way. So you have to have the balance. So I just said, you know what, one day I said, I'm gonna just order pizza. I'm just gonna order a damn pizza. I had been doing paleo for months and I wasn't feeling any better. I actually felt worse, and I said, I'm just gonna order a pizza today. I don't even care. I'm not even gonna get a gluten-free pizza. I'm gonna eat a real pizza. Yeah, my stomach didn't feel great, but I felt great, and I felt liberated. And I'm not telling everybody out there who's doing paleo or eating healthy to go order pizza, or that might have allergies or whatever. The moral is that I had restricted myself to a point that I couldn't do anything, and I was scared to do everything. And I had to take back control and find that balance of what's real and what is reality and what is realistic and for me to survive. And that is that's a balance. It's medication. It's a balance of meditation and trying not to overdo it, and I'm able to lower my medication at times because I do better. I'm doing better, and etc. So do I want to be on medication? No. Will I be on medication forever? Don't care. Hopefully not. But I know I won't be alive forever. So life's very short. So I put the audiobooks down and I got a real book. It was a thriller by Ruth Ware, and I got really into the story, and then I started watching Bible movies, and they were inspirational, and then that led me into being able to watch other TV, and my mind started to slowly come back online, and it's a still work in progress, but just being able to watch a TV program and pay attention at that point during my complete breakdown was a huge accomplishment, because I was so focused and transfixed on the way I felt, because I felt so terrible, and I couldn't think, that I could not get myself out of it. So anyway, find the balance, don't wall yourself in, keep the faith, keep the fight up, keep on going, and God bless you all. Thanks for listening. If you did, subscribe.